Get the driver, they're gonna bring the truck right back down here. Now we gotta... Only 5 fuel. Never captured one. We had no experience on the flight characteristics of the aircraft. All we knew was it was a deadly and light one with a Pratt & Whitney 1800 engine. Now look, from the right, the zero.
Should have gone.
Dive bomber. This airplane was used in a variety of movies, including Tora, Pearl Harbor, Midway, and other TV shows like Baba Black Sheep. Again, we see our P-40 even chasing the zero. Yeah, exactly. Going up to the Hellcat, the they have Allison connecting rods in them. They're stronger. The Allison engine was made by Allison Division of General Motors.
What was good about it is it could be reversed. So that's how P-38 could have reverse props.
Right. And the Allison engine, not just the P-38, the P-39, P-40, and the early P-51s were all three. Yeah, it was an available engine. It was available, it was reliable. It could be built in large quantities fairly affordably. A lot of people criticize the Allison engine. The Allison probably had a lot more room for potential, but it wasn't realized.
Well, I believe the Allison engine had more bearings versus bushings compared to the Merlin engine. I think it could go longer with the Merlin.
Yeah. And yeah, a lot of those airplanes, P-39s, they got those souped up pretty good.
Wherever. Yes, bench, chairs, whatever. We got cheeses and cupcakes. It was really awesome though, that first part, because I was pretty good.
It's the variable interstate that we were referring to that just got here earlier.
Mexico or your house.
The first aircraft attack in Pearl Harbor.
The sign said 8 miles.
Kenny's showing that he can probably turn inside one of those Japanese Zeros and be there in the controls and not nearly aboard.
I can't tell. She actually could
But
be in
the
North
beautiful
Mexico.
smoke off. Of course, Kent and his Jelly Belly aircraft, known worldwide. He performs all over the world. As part of the aircraft. Put it on a ship, sent to Australia for some of the shows over there in New Zealand. And Kim will put this aircraft through 5 positive G's, negative 2 G's. Not what you would expect from this type of aircraft. Kim's number 270, 320 built, and 74 years young, that aircraft. Kent showing the 4-point roll there. Got a round of applause for Mr. Kent Beach, all the way from Minot, North Dakota on the truck.
So we had to go
performed in hundreds of air shows throughout North America, actually.
And his first comment at the speech was, man, that was like crossing the border. Really, man? There's no wall there.
Great we're going to see Ken a little bit later today on one of his other great acts.
I wanted to go, but no one would go with me.
Reagan so loved the candy, not only did he have it on his jelly beans that I met and talked to. It's not an able engineer. He's been impressed with what he can do on big exterior land, and we're going to show you that here. I've been showing off low altitude aerobatics, taking it right down on the deck.
sponsors that have sponsored Planes of Fame Airshow. Without your support, this would not be possible. You know, some of you have seen Rob fly this Lynn 50, and we fly together, and because it's got side-by-side seats.
Susie, sorry to interrupt you. Tom Dozier, who does the majority of the videography and video production here at the Planes of Fame, wants you to have this. This is the last 5 years of Tumbling Bear performances here at the Air Show, and that's his gift to you as the museum. We give that to you. And Tom.
Bear's climbing up right now. Taking off. I missed his takeoff. Hopefully we'll get him on the radio.
the P-51 Mustang, the Spitfire Mark 9, the FM2 Wildcat, and the TBM Avenger. Look over your shoulder to the left. These are the Texas flying legends. Today's story is one of courage, commitment, honor, dedication, and understanding. It's about people from all walks of life who answer the call to defend freedom. The designers, the men and women who worked on the production lines, building nearly 250,000 aircraft of all types in only 3 years. It's also about the pilots who deliver the planes to the bases, the maintainers, the armorers, and the humility of the men and women who served, who said they were just doing their job. Now, low and to the right, an aircraft that served the Royal Air Force, the elliptical wing that you see, designed by Regentry. It was a horrific time for the British people. The legendary Supermarine Spitfire was one of the planes that was instrumental in fighting the onslaught of the German fighters and the bombers and the unmanned aircraft that were flown and rained down terror on England. The remaining 5 ships of the Texas Flying Legends. Along with the Spitfires, there were the Hurricanes. But it is said that some of the Spitfire pilots put their lives at risk flying alongside the Spitfire and the F7F Tigercat coming through right now. The men just doing their jobs was so very, very important. Approaching now, the Grumman-built General Motors, Grumman-designed General Motors-built TV Avenger. It was known as the General Motors torpedo truck, also nicknamed the Turkey, and it was in one of these airplanes that a young 20-year-old lieutenant was hit by flak on a bombing raid on a radar installation and was forced to bail out and was in the ocean for several hours until he was picked up by a submarine. At 20 years old, he flew one of these Avengers and later he was a farmer and a rancher before the war. He flew 106 combat missions. As a horse whisperer, that too became popular. He died in 2006 at the age of 90. It wasn't until the 90s that I found out that Tom Rickett was one of the two great war. The Mustang was also not an engine like the P-40. But it did not perform well enough at high altitude to suit the British and keep up with the Hurricanes and Spitfires. So the brave from extinction. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the soldier and not the poet who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier and not the reporter who has given us freedom of press. It is the soldier and not the campus organizer who has given us the freedom to demonstrate. And it is the soldier who salutes the flag. The Texas Flying Legends
radial sleeve valve engine, but it's the Sea Fury racing plane, race number 8 at Reno every year, and it's won a couple times in the last few decades. It's powered by that big corncob engine. Towards the mid-1940s, when piston engine airplanes were reaching their peak in development and the jet age was just becoming of age, there was about 3 really high-performing fighters that closed out World War II and ushered in the jet age. One of them was the late versions of the P-51 Mustang, another was the designs. Sea Fury did continue on to serve in the Royal Air Force, or Royal Fleet Air Arm, rather, Navy, Fleet Air Arm, in Korea. And as I said previously, actually had the fortune to shoot down a Russian MiG-15 fighter jet. Sea Fury.
We also had a different engine. The Typhoon and the Tempest had a Napier Sabre engine, which was a sleeve valve, flat H engine.
Yeah, it was a very complex engine. 24-cylinder engine. Here's a nice, really low-level look. Now look at Airshow. Stopped making piston engine fighters, this being their last real successful one. Went into making jet fighters. One of their most famous jets was the Hunter, which was Porsches during the 1950s, and even as late as up to the 70s.
Engine on the airplane.
Right, yeah. Laminar flow wing and a lot of novel ideas for cooling. Very aerodynamically slippery. And Dennis Sanders tack. And Stephen Hinton, son of Steve, on the left here, left to right. Stock P-51 Merlin engine puts out about 1,650 horsepower. A race-prepped Merlin engine puts about 2.5 times. But overall, Mustang has probably been the very best starting base or starting point for any type of aircraft that's ever raced at Reno in the Unlimited class. Mustang is obviously the most iconic U.S. fighter in history. Burma Indian Theater, North Africa, Mediterranean. Pretty unmistakable sound from that Packard Merlin engine. The F7F Tigercat. This is Grumman's big, heavy twin-engine shipboard fighter developed during World War II. This is another one of those planes late in the piston engine era that did not see combat in World War II, but it did see F7F was the Navy's first tricycle gear carrier aircraft. Its predecessor, the F6F Tigercat. About 3 or 4 different sub variants of the F7F. Dash 1, which is a single engine fighter. Dash 2, which can be a twin engine or a night fighter, and then the Dash 3 had an enlarged fin and rudder, and a little bit more power, and also had the capability to be a single or a 2-seat aircraft, depending on application, whether it was an night fighter or a P photo recon version, or the basic F7F3 fighter type. Last few decades. And
construction though, just like an F6F. If you look at the panels on the fuselage.
And on these airplanes, everything from the trailing edge of the wing on back actually still has button head rivets on it, where everything forward of that was flush riveting. Like I said though, this is a powerful plane, a lot of power, has some good speed.
Curtis P-40 Warhawk, piloted by Tom Gregory.
It'll be easier to find you too because it won't be anywhere near.